Saturday night with cliffhangers. You've just watched Matt Smith for 2 hours, and now it's us. With the show in hiatus and news a bit thin and toxic on the ground, what better than a mashup, a nostalgia fest, a fan debate made spicy with real TV clips? Yes, it's our first clash of the cliffhangers. 14 cliffhangers from all eras, but only one winner at the end of the night. So stay tuned. Which one will it be? We have all views, by the way, and affiliations with different cliffhangers. I just want to explain this. Hey, look at this. Look at this. It's all gone wonky. Look at that. I'll get to the beginning again because it seems to be a little bit kind of way. I like that. I like it when it does that. So, we all have different cliffhangers, different loyalties to them. So there's plenty of potential for a fight tonight. Don't be shy. My panelists won't be as we argue it out. And what is the best cliffhanger of the night? You join in, you give us your votes. I think it's all going to kick off. You know that when I was in Spain, we had 5 cliffhanger shows recorded, but this is very live. Lots of cliffhangers, new ones, old ones, random ones. You won't know what's going to hit you. But every era from Hartnell all the way through to NUwho is covered. And that is a guarantee. Okay, so no surprises. Here's a teaser. I'm going to give... If you're thinking, should I stay up? Should I watch this cliffhanger show? All the cliffhangers that you see now are going to be on tonight. So if one of your favourites is there, stay around to vote for it. Here we go. Here's the gladiators then. Good to see you, chaps. Here we go. It's the fighting time. So, you might have seen one of your favourites there. Doug, did you see one of your favourites there?
Yeah, I did, definitely.
Christian, did you?
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy hasn't done his recording yet, but Jeremy, did you see one or two there you want to vote for?
Oh, they're all my favourites.
Oh, he sounds like one of those dads, doesn't he?
As Brucey said, you're my favourite.
Well, we're now the gladiators. We're not friends tonight. We are going to fight it out to see who is the winner. So, let's just make everybody clear what we're going to do then, because there's a lot of cliffhangers. How are we going to do this? Well, we've got a round, so it's a bit like the World Cup, everybody. There's going to be the peak Pertwee round, where you're going to get 4 cliffhangers from Pertwee. We have to vote for one to go through to the final, and so do you, Thread. We've got Tom's top trumps, and again, 4 cliffhangers, one goes to the final. And then we've got the best of the rest. And again, 4 cliffhangers are from the best of the rest, one goes to the final. So 3 cliffhangers will have won the Beachy Head Award. All right, we're going with the cliffhanger thing here. To go to the final to win the Great Thor Award. I'll show you more of that later. Yes, there's the Beachy Head Award. Sylvester gets everywhere. Look at him. But I will throw in a randomizer. That means there'll be another cliffhanger just thrown at the finalists, and my panelists have to decide which is going to win the Thor Award. There it is. There's Mount Thor. It's in Canada, by the way. It does exist. 1,000-foot steep drop. So, steepest cliff in the world. There it is. Wow. So, it's the Clash of the Cliffhangers. You've chosen well tonight, everybody, to be on this channel. The sense for you, give it a like, give it a hype, give us a subscription, hang around, give us a vote, join us next week, give me a Gmail, give us an X, Hey, we're on the running. So here we go. Now, you know me. I used to be a teacher, lads. Did you know that?
No.
No, never.
But just before I let everybody enjoy loads of clips of Doctor Who, I just want to show you that yes, this is how everybody scored tonight, and you can join in the thread. 5 points for a cliffhanger means you found it was shocking, engrossing, thrilling, terrifying. Naught is because it's a dud, and you can see in the middle there, 3 points out of 5 it was really good. It was dramatic. Improve to 4, exciting, engaging, surprising. You'll get the gist of it. And I know, I've had plenty of panelists on over the years. They kind of look at that, and like many people, they kind of then just make up their own blooming crap. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. I know. So the fun, the fun is going to start very, very soon. So I think I've covered everything here. But first, lads, before we even judge any more cliffhangers, I want to show you, I think, one that I think is a mishit. Are you ready for this, lads? A mishit.
Sure.
Oh,
Ready.
a mishit. Here we go.
What are we checking for exactly?
Just to make sure that everything's in order.
Doctor! Sarah.
Oh, Sarah Jane.
We can't help her now.
She'll be like that for 3,000 years at least. It's doubtful if we could revive her now.
What would a resuscitation unit look like?
So, lads, I just wanted to say at the start, I called it a mishit because I think they had the cliffhanger at the wrong point. You saw it. Sarah Jane, she's going to be dead for 3,000 years, frozen. And then they just have, then they go in the cupboard for the Hoover. I mean, I didn't think it was the right point. What do you reckon?
No, that's spot on. I thought the reveal of Sarah Jane was the best way to end it. I never would have picked it up before, to be honest, but you're absolutely right. Yeah.
I concur totally.
Yeah.
It was just they cut it at the wrong point. They needed to stop the reveal.
What do you reckon, Jeremy?
I think it's just the build up to the cliffhanger.
What?
I mean, sometimes
A dead wasp falling out the cupboard.
I think it gives it a bit more drama in terms of building it up, and
Well, I'll show it again. Even listen to the music when they reveal Sarah, and he goes, "Oh, Sarah," and then it peaks, and it would have hit the sting, and then he goes 3,000 years, and whoa, you'd have gone, why? And then they could have done the hoovering in episode 2. But here we go, everybody. I'm very judgmental, very much a perfectionist. I think Ark in Space is a mishit.
What are we checking for exactly?
Just to make sure that everything's in order.
Doctor! Sarah.
Oh, Sarah Jane.
That's where I would have stopped, Doug.
Me too. I mean, I can see where Jeremy's coming from, and I think that's very good logic. But for me, emotionally, that's the perfect spot. Even the music, it's spot on. Absolutely.
Yeah, you go with the emotion. What you want is the emotional hit, because the audience has an emotional investment in Sarah Jane. Seeing her in this compromised position is the stopping point. The jump scare that follows, that's what would be a standard cliffhanger, but the emotional connection is what sells the moment and gives it a step up.
Well, just before Jeremy comes in, just to prove I will bring the thread in, and I'll do it in sections. Cybermat Strikes is also in Australia, one of our detoxers. Nah, it's not a miss it. It's just Robert Holmes's Genius 2 cliffhanger.
Good on you, Dan. Good on you, Dan.
No, I was just going to say there's, nothing more scary and frightening. If you're doing housework and a dead wasp falls on you, or a moth or something like that, you open the cupboard and there's a mouse in it, or something, dead mouse. I mean, that is pretty scary. So I suppose that's what...
You're determined to say, no, not this, it's this bit.
It could be, but...
She'll be like that for 3,000 years at least. It's doubtful if we could revive her now.
What would a resuscitation unit look like?
Whoa! I mean, it's got the drama of it falling on you, so to speak, and you don't know it's dead at that point. And when we're joking, but we didn't know it was dead, did we?
Right.
No.
I actually think if you have to have both, why couldn't they have that part first, then Sarah Jane? That would work for me if they have to have both of them.
I will say though that when Cybermen Strikes is saying it's the genius of kind of two cliffhangers in one, with
He's not
NUwho,
wrong.
with NUwho, we had 4 cliffhangers sometimes
Yeah,
at
too
the end
many.
of one. You know, that was the other
Yeah.
thing. So
Yeah.
so seems I've split the thread and I've split the panel on whether that's went too early or it was just in the right place. I'll just see.
God, we've
what
only just started.
Yeah. Zach Whitten, I think I read somewhere that due to Arc Part 1 being a bit short, they didn't go with the Sarah reveal. So there you go. Brendan might have been
Okay.
on the money.
But also we knew that Sarah had gone into that chamber anyway, because she was dematerialized. So we knew where she was going. She was ending up in the, in what do you call it, in suspended animation. So we knew that. So it wasn't quite a cliffhanger, but that one, the end one was.
Oh, logic.
I know.
I'm emotional.
That's me.
I'm
That's me,
emotional.
afraid.
I'm
me,
emotional.
I'm going to start calling Jeremy Adric. Oh, Farsight.
Oh, don't do that.
I know, don't do that. Yeah. How to lose panelists fast. Yeah, wait till Earthshock Part 4, Jeremy. Farsight, a bit more time and money would have been a great double hit.
Yes.
Actually, we always seem to go for the big scream and that. I thought the fact that Tom Baker just goes, "Oh, Sarah Jane," and plays it under, actually might have made it quite tasty. I mean, I'm saying this in retrospect now. I'm not too sure. Anyway, we've got loads of cliffhangers to look at tonight. So because we're Doctor Who fans, let's just look at it one more time. And we'll move on to the best of the rest.
Checking for exactly.
Just to make sure that everything's in order.
I mean, it is that bit there with the music, isn't it?
Sarah.
Oh, Sarah Jane.
We can't help her now.
She'll be like that for 3,000 years at least. It's doubtful if we could revive her now.
And then she comes back as Lady Cassandra. Sorry.
What would a resuscitation unit look like?
I tell you what, Dyson's different now, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
But it is quite a horrible thought if an insect like that falls on you. It is.
It is.
Nice.
I did think it was a scare. I did actually think it was quite a scary cliffhanger because they didn't dwell on it. You just got this thing fall, and you had to wait till next week. It was very exciting, but being an adult now, I thought, the Sarah Jane bit was that. Anyway, plenty to cover tonight. That's just the starter, everybody. My God. So, where do we go next? Well, I've explained the scoring. I've shown you a mishit. There you go. Yeah, even the Daleks get it wrong sometimes. So, everybody, keep an eye on the scores tonight, and you tell us when we've got it wrong. We'll argue, and then you're going to tell us off when you'll see the scores. You'll see what the lads have voted. We are taking no prisoners tonight. But first, we have the first open category, which is the best of the rest. And just so everybody can see where we're going, we've got the Daleks Part 1 versus Web of Fear Part 1 versus Dalek Invasion of Earth Part 1 versus Army of Ghosts.
Wow.
Now, can the thread just realise the panel didn't know this was it? They've got to give me a vote in a minute.
You dirty dog.
He knows what
You know damn well one of those is my favourite, but the other 3 are fantastic. Bloody hell.
Do you know what? I used to be a teacher, and
I know.
sometimes teachers say, prep this, revise this, and then suddenly they give you a slightly different. So that's what I've done. Christian gets it. Right. So everybody, it's not quite fingers on your buzzers, but 5 out of 5 is a top cliffhanger all the way down to not being a dud. So everybody get voting, and my panelists are going to have to make a quick decision because the fight starts in 3 minutes. Here we go.
Oh, man.
What do you do down here?
Now, everybody knows what's happening. You were on your own, weren't you?
Yes.
Oh, idiot.
Well, there was
with nobody with you.
Look, how many more times?
Yes, sir. They were on their own, apparently. We're going to blow up the tunnel.
What?
That's what we were in.
The doctor!
They're on their own. Okay, Weems, no sense in wasting any more time.
There's one. Ready with the next one.
Ghosts and metal man!
It's not an invasion, it's too late for that.
They're activated.
My name's Mickey. Mickey Smith.
How did you create that sphere?
The sphere is not ours. Its origin is unknown.
Rose is down there.
Location Earth! Life forms exterminate! Exterminate! Exterminate!
Oh, that's it down. 2 more to go.
Let us go further afield. Come along, come along. I suggest you go up that way. Then I go... What do you want? Stop. When I give the word, turn and dive in the water. Now!
Why have the human beings begun so near the river?
One. This is going to get tasty.
No. Barbara should be here by now. Barbara? We've waited long enough for her.
Measuring equipment. Measuring what?
Imagine what sort of people these are.
They're intelligent anyway, very intelligent.
Look at the needle. It's past the danger point.
Yes, that explains a lot of things, doesn't it?
Let's go. Alex! Alex! Stop here!
There you go. That's killer, isn't it? So, initial thoughts, Jeremy. Your initial thinking of where you're going to go with this before we get into the detail.
I think one will get one of those will get a 5 out of 10. A 5.
That's 5 out of 10.
Not a 5 out of 10. I was just thinking marks out of 10. No, no, I was totally engrossed there. I know it'll get a 5. One of them will.
So, which one are you inching towards just at the moment, generally?
The one I'm inching for is Daleks Invasion of Earth, Part 1.
Okay. Far side here, Daleks 5, Dalek Invasion of Earth 4. I feel as I'm doing the football results. Web of Fear 3, Army of Ghosts 0. Stephen O'Neill, Daleks 4. Now, Garbage, can I just say, Garbage is, as you know, our moderator. Garbage does my AI. Garbage is a good friend. And out of those 4, he nominated Army of Ghosts, by the way. Garbage has got skin in the game here. Aye, aye. So I see everybody's scores on that. Now, Doug, what are you thinking so far?
Well, you know damn well that my favourite is the Daleks Part 1 from an emotional point of view, because I remember watching it as a 6-year-old. But I've got to be honest, Dalek Invasion Earth is so iconic. So, I mean, do you want the scores already, or you just...
No, just impressions, because we're going to...
My first impression is my favourite may not be my favourite out of those 4 now because of the sheer strength of the competition. So
okay.
I might be reassessing, shall we say.
I mean, everybody who's watching us knows that we're going to start arguing in a minute because only one can go through. So, Christian, what are your initial thoughts?
I tend to go with the Daleks. Both cliffhangers worked well for different reasons, and so I tend to rank them a step above the others. The first gave us our first terrifying introduction to them, not knowing the significance of it, although I don't have Doug's experience of having witnessed it as a youth on television in real time. And of course, the first time a Dalek emerges from the water, which throws everyone off because you're assuming that they would not be capable of that subverts certain levels of expectation given how they're designed, and so that gives those to the edge in my mind.
Now this is where it's going to be tasty, because we have to make a decision as we go through this, and I will repeat it but with it mute. Dalek Lives Matter says, and this is in a nutshell, for me NUwho looks silly viewed next to classic now. I blame you lot. Now, it's interesting because when you see the Army of Ghosts nominated by Garbage, it is very exciting, and there's a lot happening. The music's off the scale and all it. And you just wonder, but does it do what I want us to do? Does it terrify? Does it engross? Does it surprise? Does it do something like that? Because otherwise, I suppose NUwho will always look a certain way. I mean, initially, lads, I'm thinking that moment when the lift goes down with Barbara, that just seems to be so alien, that bit when it's that confinement and her scream. I look at the Dalek Invasion of Earth for the surprise of them coming out the water. And as I think Garbage was saying, those clunky Cybermen, the Robermen. We also had, what was the Reb of Fear? It's the music. I just love that vibe and the web and all the rest of it. So I remember that first clip I was shown on Did You See or something, when you just saw that you heard the beep, 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 and you saw him hiding. I don't know. So already I'm conflicted. So who's gonna be brave and say what they're going to go for, and then we'll shout you down in flames. Go on, Doug.
I can't. Now, just to get the rules right, we can only give 1 5 to 1. It's got to be. You can't give 2 5. It's going to be 5 4 3 2. Is that what you want?
No. I mean, you just tell us your favourites and tell us why, and then we'll.
All right. Okay.
You know, we'll kind of go with it.
Okay. My emotional favourite is the Daleks Part 1. But if I had to, a gun to my head, I would say the one where it's coming out of the water definitely would be my pick now. Then the Web of Fear, and then Army of Ghosts. To be fair, Army of Ghosts, when you compare it to those, doesn't quite stand up. But I do remember watching it when it first aired, and I was looking forward to watching the next episode. So it did succeed on that behalf, but it didn't quite have the impact of your traditional cliffhanger. So I would definitely rank them in that order at the moment anyway.
Have we got a problem, Christian, that when you compare NUwho with 70s, 80s Who that had that dramatic sting, and then 60s Who where they coax you into the cliffhanger, if you get my gist, you know, it went into the credits. It's style differences and everything. It's very hard to say. So yeah, you get Troughton for a second, and then you gradually see the web and the you know, the bomb. I don't know. What do you think, Christian?
I think that there's a problem in making the comparison. It's almost like apples and oranges. NUwho tends to go on the basis of spectacle. So it's got to be big. It's got to be grand. It's got to be colorful. There has to be a lot of moving parts. At the same time, Classic Who had the capacity to build usually to each beat, which gave it, I think, a bit more intensity. So it's almost like, what do they say? Some meals just leave you hungry a couple of hours later, and NUwho has that sense. I'm not satisfied. But if I look back at a classic cliffhanger, those were far more satisfying on their own merits. So I tend to agree with Doug. I think the Dalek invasion of Earth in this array is probably the top, followed by the Daleks. And it's because of subverting certain expectations that it had the capacity to do. Of the four, followed by that web fear, and the last one has got to be the NUwho installment. It just it doesn't stack up as readily. It's a good cliffhanger for NUwho.
I mean,
but it doesn't stack up as readily.
I mean, Garbage in the thread. Everybody watch Garbage because he'll argue. But actually, I will give some credit. I mean, credit where it's due, because obviously Daleks coming out the water will have surprised everybody and freaked us out. The fact that Daleks were on Earth and in London would have freaked you out. But this bit, it does play to lots of nightmares, Jeremy, of a Cyberman coming into your house, and unlike the Daleks where you can run up the stairs, there's a Cyberman at the top of the stairs. You can't run away from Cyberman in your cul-de-sac.
Well, the Daleks can climb the stairs now. So, yeah, I think it's a long build-up. It's a long cliffhanger on the Army of Ghosts, and it's much more spectacular in that respect, which is what most of the NUwho cliffhangers usually are, but particularly in the David Tennant era. But I think the best one is, artistically, is the Daleks' invasion of Earth, with the Dalek coming out of the water, because obviously the kids love the Daleks and they wanted them back, and then everybody's surprised when they do come back, and particularly when they see a Dalek coming out of the water, which is quite a shock.
Yeah.
Well, obviously people are saying in the thread that equally they were surprised, they weren't expecting a mashup that the Cybermen story was going to have Daleks in it as well. So I'm just giving that equality there. So, Jeremy, what you're going to pick then as your top one?
Well, in this case, particularly because of an artistic point of view, I would say the Daleks' invasion of Earth, where the Dalek is coming out of the water.
So you've got it on screen now.
Yeah. And just basically because somebody's come up with the idea that let's have a Dalek coming out of the water, and technically how they've actually done that as well. And that they actually thought that it was possible and actually did it, rather than a Dalek coming around the corner from the tunnel, or a Dalek with the Robo-Men in situ.
I wonder why they never did it again. I know it was shock value, but you know, Daleks underwater, well, you could do a whole... I know.
You've got somebody in the costumes going...
Paper mache gets soaked pretty easily, I think. So probably...
So we better not do that idea again, except when we get to the Sea Devils.
So if everybody in the thread starts telling us your top one, because the next bit is, obviously once the lads have decided their choice, we then have to fight, because of course...
I don't think we're going to fight. We should have got Garbage on here, I think, because I think we're all in agreement on this one. I don't think we're going to have much conflict.
Well, here we go. So
sorry.
I mean, I love the idea of the Daleks and the Cybermen together. It's a great idea.
So do I.
Yeah,
so do I.
So
been done ages
here
ago.
we go then. So Doug, your top one is which one?
It's got to be the Dalek coming out of the water. Although, okay, this is me stating the obvious. Has it ever been addressed why he was actually underwater? Was he just going for a swim, or was there a plot reason why he was actually in the water? As iconic as it is, I don't remember why he was there in the first place.
Well,
Does anybody know?
Well,
it was before Thatcher had privatised water, so maybe it was, I don't know. I don't know.
It's a special submarine Dalek.
The Daleks were looking for the Merker, and the Merker, you know.
There you go. Looking for the Merker.
Maybe the answer's in here. I don't know. I'll have to.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely that one, coming out of the water. As much as I'm emotionally connected to the first one, and as someone in the thread said, yes, I am connected because I saw them live. And I've already discussed this. When I first watched this, I didn't know what the hell a Dalek was, but honestly, you can't go past the coming out of the water one. That's got to be number one for me, absolutely.
Right. Well, this is when it really kicks off, because at the moment we're having it easy, but if we can't all decide which one goes through, then we have to start fighting. So, Doug, your nomination to win the Beachy Head Award is...
What? Sorry, what was that?
Which is your nomination? Which one?
Oh, definitely the Dalek coming out of the water, yeah.
Okay, so Dalek Invasion. Christian?
Yeah.
Dalek Invasion of Earth, yes.
Okay, so far so good. And Jeremy?
Ditto.
Ditto.
Right.
Yep.
So this
I think
leaves
that-
Brendan. but
Let's fight it out. Come on, let's fight it out.
I'm the chair, so I might sway. No, I have 20 foot. No. Well, first of all, before I give my decision on what I'm saying, I'm just looking at the thread to be fair with them. So Army of Ghosts.
Yeah, what are they saying? It's
Well,
all going to be Army of Ghosts, isn't it?
I'm so used to this. You have a mark criteria, and people just make up their own. So it's out of 5. So Paul gives it 10 out
Was
of
it? Was it not 9.5 out of 10?
Yeah, I know. It's always the case. When we did the reviews of Doctor Who, people were saying, it's as if I didn't have a criteria.
Good on you, Julie. Good on you, Julie. That's the way to go.
Lee Smith, Dalek Invasion of Earth. Julie, Dalek Invasion of Earth. Zach Whitten, the Dalek was in the water because it was a hot day. Well, of course. Stephen Braddock, number 1 is still the Daleks, the fear of that and that scream. It was a phenomenal scream.
It was.
It really sets the chills up there. Brian in Canada, good to see you. The Daleks Part 1. Death to the Daleks episode 1 was a good cliffhanger. And now you saw it's out of 5, and some people mark it out of 10. And you've got a choice of 4, and then somebody throws in another one. It's classic.
Bloody maths. I hate maths.
It's like when you take an exam. and the question is about saying George Orwell's 1984, and you think, well, I haven't revised that, so I'm going to answer my question on nodding. What is it? What is this, you thread? Army of Ghosts 5, says Dan. He has understood that as a teacher, I can lose it. No, who did the Water Dalek better, the show or 2050, says the Friths. So, we've got a few people there. 3 people have said Dalek Invasion of Earth. So, who's going to win the Beachy Head Award? Because, of course, they'll all give it 5s and 5. I can't win on this one. I've got a minority here, but I have to say, I find it very hard when I watch the NUwho one and I watch the Army of Ghosts, and I'm thinking it was exciting. But for some reason, there's something about that lift in the Dalek city with that. I just, there's something about, I like the cleverness of the design where she had to bend over because it was designed for Daleks. Little touches like that, and the clunking. So I would have picked the Daleks Part 1, but the 3 lads have gone for Dalek Invasion of Earth because they've gone for the sequel. It's never as good.
I feel like a hypocrite. Because that was my favourite, but I just feel like the Dalek came out of the water, just had that perfect impact. And
I mean, in the Daleks, all we saw was just a sink plunger. That was it.
No, that's such a good point. Anyone, and I'm going to sound stupid here, but anyone that doesn't remember seeing it for the first time as a kid, that's all you saw, and you're absolutely right, Jeremy. But her scream sells it for sure. But yeah, it's still got to be the Dalek coming out of the water, I'm afraid.
Right, so therefore, that's what we've got. So the Beachy Head Award goes to the Dalek Invasion of Earth. And yes, just to remind you, we do have award music. Here we go. Yeah, I kind of went all Hollywood there. So, well, there goes. So we don't have Oscars or BAFTAs or them little awards where outstanding Scottish actor is Ncuti Gatwa. They've done all that crap. So, yes, the Beachy Head Award for the Best of the Rest category has gone to the Dalek Invasion of Earth Part 1. We may see a bit later. Okay, folks? So, the next category, for those of you who were brought up in the 60s and 70s, we're going to look at Peak Pertwee. Now, this one, the lads have had a preview and they've sent their scores in. They are locked in and cannot be changed, but they don't know who's won, but I do. So, the argument will be in a different sort of format. So, Peak Pertwee, that's what we're looking at today. And just for those people who want to look forward to what are they, Spearhead from Space Part 2, Ambassadors of Death Part 4, Carnival of Monsters Part 1, and Terror of the Autons Part 2. We can only pick one to go through to battle with Dalek Invasion of Earth and the random selection. Oh my God, this is going to get very hard, lads. Are you ready? Here comes Peter Pertwee.
The aliens in Heldorf's laboratory were trying to communicate with him.
So you were right. They aren't human.
No, if it's still your intention to pilot the recovery rocket.
If you were to tell me the truth, Sir James.
Will you come and see me, please? At once?
Sir James.
I will say, there's only John Pertwee you can do. Sir James. Sir James. I mean, just call Jim. I mean, Star Trek have Jim. We have Sir James. I mean, the Doctor now would love to break the rules and just say, hey, I'm not doing knighthoods here. But anyways, there you go. Sorry, I just love all that. You know, it's a tense cliffhanger. Sir James.
Right, stand by for blasting.
Wait a minute, Jimmy.
Right, go and hide.
What? Dreadful out there!
What the deuce is it? It's gone back in the sea.
I better get a rifle, Major. It might attack again.
I say, what a monstrous beast.
It was awful. Horrid, no.
Oh, you look as if you need a peg. By gad, I'd love to have that on the club wall, what?
Hang on a minute, Joe. I'll get the magnetic core extractor.
Can't we just leave?
Where's your scientific curiosity, Joe? Doctor! What is it now?
And that's where it is. Everybody's looking for TARDISes in B&M shops. It was there. It was taken. It was one of those scalpers who's took them all. That's what I mean. Yeah, shocking.
Those dinky TARDISes.
Yeah, it was.
Hurry, Doctor.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
Long enough, I'm afraid.
Now, wait a minute. Listen to me. Now, listen to me.
Here, wait! They're in the back, sir.
Are you all right, Doctor?
Thank heavens. Nothing damaged. Lethbridge Stewart must have sent them.
Then it's not a police car at all.
No, sir.
Doctor,
Careful.
where are they taking us?
Excuse me, officer. Could I see your warrant card?
Sir James.
Can I see your warrant?
Oh my! I tell you what, there's so many bits and bobs there. But you know, can I just start, for example, with Carnival of Monsters? For some reason, the Three Doctors, the sound, the Carnival of Monsters. I don't know. It's just the sound, the dialogue, the echo, the ship, everything about that. And I don't know about you, Jeremy, and everybody, but that cliffhanger means much more than maybe what it seems on screen. It was just a magical time, and I can never diss that cliffhanger because it was just a wow moment. It was like, oh, Doctor Who is my program. I just love that cliffhanger. And if people give it 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll smack their heads in.
Whoops. Okay.
The fight's on. Because it, of course, we all associate memories to these cliffhangers. And so to me, that is a pitch perfect cliffhanger because it comes out the blue and you go, wow.
But the best cliffhanger is when the Jurassics appear out of the swamp. That's the best one of it.
Yes, not the Zygon Loch Ness monster that you saw there. That was
no, that was yeah.
So, Christian, what are you thinking at the moment about what you saw there? And I know what you scored, but what were your thoughts on what you?
I liked all 4 of them. That's a nice, satisfying thing to say. I think each one of them have merit. For me, the Autons tend to work the strongest. So being trapped in a vehicle and making that sudden discovery that the officer is an Auton works for me. I did like Carnival of Monsters. I'm not quite sure what they could have done differently, but I have an affection for it because I do love period pieces, and the time period that was being recreated was always fun for me. So it means a lot to me on that level. But I liked all 4. But of course, you know which one I picked at the top.
I do. And just before we go too much further, Stephen O'Neill in Wigan there. I'm surprised no Inferno cliffhanger episodes in the Pertwee ones. This is live show 1. There'll be more. We can't do all the good ones in 1 week. You need to taste it up. And remember, Stephen O'Neill, the deal must be you come on. So, yeah, I know. I know. You've got to have the range. Julie, Terror of the Autons 5, maybe because I remember the episode, the shop mannequins get me every time. Creepy. Jess, not clowns from outer space, but still entertaining. The Friths, the troll doll freaked me out. You see, there's a vibe in this era, isn't there? Zach Witten, Curse of Fenric, Part 2 to 4. Zach, send me your suggestions and come on and let's do a cliffhanger show. The deal's open to everybody. I've had 28 panelists so far offer. Dalek Live Matters. The electronic sound effects are so much more effective than overblown Hans Zimmer style symphonies. Now, Doug, champing at the bit there from that collection. What was coming to mind when you saw those?
Well, firstly, when I gave you the scores, I scored them all on their individual merits. So I've given them a lot of the same score to you. But in terms of ranking these, I'll still stick by my original choice of Autons. The Auton in the car is just a perfect cliffhanger. So that's a definite number 5 for me. That's the top of the game, definitely.
Woo-hoo! The thing is, the Ambassadors of Death. Can I tell everybody? I have seen all of Doctor Who now, like a lot of us, but the Ambassadors of Death Part 4, to me, is almost up there with Terror of the Zygons Part 1, with the same iconography, right? I agree, directed differently in that. But the amount of effect on this one with killings and explosions, and there's something about these astronauts where you can't see the face. I remember, Armchair Thriller, The Faceless Nun. They're not technically talking. There's that strange sound, that the radioactivity. I love the wellies. There's a merchandise option there. But I think these are underrated. I will say that.
We did get to see the faces eventually.
You did, yes. But not yet.
But very briefly.
So you were right. They aren't human. If it's still your intention to pilot the...
So, I know we've had all our points and all the rest of it, but of course, debating this, you've still got the classic, yes, Sir James, I will come to see you. And there's just Pertwee is so funny, as in the Third Doctor's so funny. Yes, I'll come to talk to you. Yes.
I like the way he blows the safe out. It looks just like it's made of cardboard.
Yes, I rewatched it last night. It just shakes like all heaven, doesn't it?
You know.
I know, but look at those wellies. I mean, every kid could have got them for Christmas and thought they were an ambassador of death. Mind you, when you take them off and they stink. Yeah. So basically, that's the Ambassadors of Death, everyone. Doug, you're famous for having seen all TV since 1920. So
I don't remember them all though. Look, I'll still stick by my original choice, but they're all good. I mean, you're a dirty dog. They're really hard to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
But I can go by my original, like the Carnival of Monsters. Yes, it's a great cliffhanger, and I did give it a high score. But I watched most of these as a cynical teenager, and to me, it was just someone picking up a toy TARDIS, so it didn't have the impact it would have had on you.
Yeah.
And likewise, the guy in the spacesuit. Yes, it's scary, but that was a cardboard safe. So I was being a bit logical. But emotionally, I still go with the Terror of the Autons, because the whole double whammy of you know that it's something creepy, and then when the mask comes off, it's an Auton. It's just the perfect cliffhanger.
I just want to show everybody that before I move on. There's our great Doctor, our hero. He's checking on Sir James. I think there's something going on there, Sir James. Are you all right? I must come and check on you. And there's this gloved hand, the astronaut, who we, at this point in Ambassador of Death, we still don't know much about them. And it's like radioactive, and they've just killed loads of people. Do you see why the Terror of the Zygons, which is done faster and is a shock? But that's creeping me out a bit, that is fantastic. How does he get out of that? Of course, it's the Brigadier.
He bloody distracts him, doesn't he? It's pretty lame.
Yeah. And of course, this one, everybody has to be silent. So, there he is. I mean, we do sequels in Doctor Who. That is almost really, it's the Scarrison.
I think what the deuce is it?
That actually works for the first couple of seconds for me. It's only sport when you see how it's obviously a glove puppet, but the first couple of seconds, that really works even now.
Well, it beats the Terror of the Zygons. Obviously, when it came out of the River Thames, it was just too sliced a shot. Whereas that had a little space, and I think it works because you've got still all the acting around it. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, Christian, what are you thinking as you see?
It's gone back in the sea.
I better get a rifle, Major.
It still works for the surprise effect. So that's something that you've got to have in a cliffhanger. So it works on that spot. But of course, the hand at the end, which changes the entire perspective of the situation, is a wonderful conceit, a wonderful bit of surprise. So that's why I can't rate this poorly. All of these, yes, as Doug was saying, you dirty dog, you're trying to roll up all at the same time and force us to split hairs. So it still works.
They all still work.
So basically, so far we've got brown wellies via hand, a grubby hand that looks as though it's been in the garden, and then
yeah, they could have had a manicure before they came on camera, couldn't they?
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, I can tell that was made in the early 70s because Britain is overrun now with nail bars, and this would never happen now because we've got Turkish barbers and nail bars everywhere. And yeah, that wouldn't happen now. So and I can tell it's very 70s. I love that shot, I have to say, in Death of the Daleks. Everybody start sending in your votes because obviously we'll show you scores soon.
I quite like the end of episode 1 of Spearhead in Space.
What was that one again?
Where the Doctor's in the wheelchair.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah.
This is a bit more creepy, isn't it?
The thing is, like I said with the Ambassadors of Death where you can't see the face, the Autons, of course, the face is the same. And I remember with one of the unmentionable presenters, although he did laugh a lot, in It's a Knockout, Just on Frontier. And I always remember laughing as a kid in the 70s when he said the big giant, competitors, and he said, look at them, their face doesn't change. And the Autons, the face doesn't change. They're creepers out. When I was talking to, I think it was John Daly about this, the boiler suits really work.
Rachel's favourites.
Oh yeah.
Yes, she won't come on while I've got these on. Have you noticed? And now we've got Zach Whitten, who's doing a different show, Sontaran Experiment Part 3. I love the warehouse. I just love that warehouse.
Yeah, the last time it was used, the Cybermen were there.
Yes, exactly.
Hurry, Doctor.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
Long enough,
Right. As we go through this one, at the time when I did the recording of this, I was surprised at the violence in this one.
Yes, absolutely. So was I.
It's a bit more gritty.
Yes, it's very the swing.
Yeah, very much so.
Well, the unit Maxi. Austin Maxi. It's before they could afford Land Rovers.
Thank heavens. Nothing damaged.
Yeah, and of course, our Doctor couldn't give a toss. He's not bothered about where he is. I've got my little I've got my gadget to try and get my TARDIS working. Meanwhile, Joe, who's supposed to be short-sighted and everything, has spotted a mile off.
Lethbridge Stewart must have sent them.
Then it's not a police car at all.
No, sir.
Doctor. Careful. Where are they taking us?
Careful.
If this is the top cliffhanger, I'm just saying as a hypothesis, if this was the top cliffhanger, you've still got dialogue that says, careful with the equipment.
Careful.
What's my flask?
Don't touch Joe. Careful.
Yeah, you've ruffled my ruffled shirt.
Excuse me, officer, could I see your warrant card?
Classic.
Oh, I love
classic.
that. I love that.
Oh, I know. I do miss the third Doctor.
I do too. Unbeatable. Hey-ya!
Love the Jaguar car.
Oh, fabulous, isn't it? So, there's a lot to talk about there. So, Jeremy, your thoughts as we're going through this? We'll go in a minute.
There's a firm favourite there, I think.
Go on then.
Terror of the Autons. Definitely.
Terror of the Autons. Did it have you behind the settee like this picture here?
No, I was never behind the city because the city was always up against the wall, so he couldn't get around it really.
That was always a bummer, wasn't it? I mean, they say get behind the settee. Well, if you weren't behind the settee, you'd have been, you'd have been a twig.
Yeah, I sort of remember eating Sugar Smacks with John Pertwee on the front of the Sugar Smacks box with badges to collect. So yeah,
now
when I back firm memories.
Now, when I discussed this with, because Doug, this was your choice, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Doug, remember at the time we said, which is the one that scares you the most? Is it that one, the copper, or is it that one? And what did you say at the time, Doug?
Well, it's a double whammy for me because it's that first sort of, there's something not right about it. These creepy, look at the eyes. So that got me. And then it was a bit like the Ark in Space. It was a double hit. And then it comes off and it's a bloody Auton. So I think the scare would have been probably that. And then the surprise, the thrill would have been that.
Right. Now, Christian, what are your thoughts on what you've seen here before we come to the scores?
I tend to feel it feels like we're all on the same page again.
Yeah, we need more conflict.
Yeah, the reality is the way the Terror of the Autons was set up. You've got the scare, the terror. You've got the surprise, as Doug was saying, which I thought was well articulated. So it makes it the strongest of the ones that we've seen. Although I do find it interesting in both cases, whether we were talking about the Dalek invasion of Earth or we're talking about the Terror of the Autons, it wasn't the first introduction of the villains that we've picked for a cliffhanger.
No.
It was the follow-up story.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought that was just an interesting parallel in terms of how we've selected our cliffhangers.
Yeah, you know one of the curses of Doctor Who sometimes is if a creature or monster is successful, sequel, bring them back. We know how the Sontarans have changed. They turned into Smurfs for a while in the New Who, didn't they? But you know, the Autons, the original Autons, with that garb, I think is unbeatable.
Absolutely.
I think Terror of the Autons is interesting because you have different guises and different plastics. But I just wonder, as a debate point, whether Autons should always go back to the original and whether somehow you have to authenticate some sort of rough boiler suit or something. I don't think we want them dressed well, like in NUwho with Eccleston. I just think, you know, sometimes you can improve, sometimes you can regress. I think Autons need to go back to that.
Agreed.
It certainly works. I agree too. I guess what they were trying to do with the new ones is that they were meant to be sort of mannequins, and it was meant to be the fear of the ordinary. But the boiler suit definitely works as an iconography, really.
But they were. But,
yeah.
Sorry, they were dressed well in the Spearhead from Space one. When they were in
yeah,
the
you're right.
window.
No, you're right. There you go. They were.
They were dressed, I suppose, for the setting, because obviously the boiler suits for the industrial factory.
But
exactly.
But it just seems to work, doesn't it? That's the thing. It just seems to work. Now, now this gets tasty now because they don't know what they've voted, and so for our Beachy Head Awards to go against Dalek Invasion of Earth Part 1, here we go. It's the Beachy Head Awards. Here we go. So, these are the scores. There you go, everybody, in the thread. Carnival of Monsters came in last place. Ambassadors of Death, third place. Spearhead from Space, second place. And Terror of the Autons got 5 out of 5 from all of us. So
that's fair.
Yeah. So there's no way it could be surpassed. But I'm going to pick up on one or two little things, lads, because I've got your scores here on all the others. So basically, Christian, you marked Carnival of Monsters 2 and Ambassadors of Death 2, and you still want to be my friend. I'm trying to...
I'm trying to provide some variety in the score back, so it wasn't all at the top. But like I said, all of them are good. Let's say we're ranking these like a teacher would from 90 to 100. Doesn't matter if something gets a 90, which is the bottom of the barrel, it's still an A. So I would take any of these cliffhangers over NUwho cliffhangers any day of the week.
I know, but Christian, you've failed on one regard. You know, sometimes when you're getting your essay marked, you know what the teacher likes, and you put it in the essay. And you should have been. Everybody should have worked out that I really love my Carnival of Monsters, and you can't mess with it. And
I'm sorry, Brendan, but that piece of little bit of bric-a-brac didn't pull it, I'm afraid.
Now Jeremy's chirped up, so I'm going to pick on him now because he gave 3 out of 5 for Carnival of Monsters and put it in last place as well because he's been snobby about the plastic, and it's out of order really because he's just voted for plastic to win and he's slagging off another piece of plastic. It's not on.
Well, if it had been the Drashiks coming out of the marsh, then that would have got 5 out of 5.
You're now doing your own show.
You chose the wrong cliffhanger.
You'll have to come for if I invite you again for the second one.
I love Carnival of Monsters. It's my favourite.
So everybody,
too late now.
So far in the final, we've got Dalek Invasion of Earth Part 1 versus Terror of the Autons Part 2. I think we're all being friendly at the moment because we've got to vote a winner tonight. So the next category after that one is Tom's Top Trumps, everybody.
Okay.
We've got for the best one from these. So stay around, everybody, and then it gets tasty because remember, I've got a random finalist to throw in too. Here we go.
We've won again. I sent the invaders back to their own planet.
But how have we won? We fought no one but a few guards.
Well, I've never thought of taking it up seriously.
Taking what up seriously?
Well, killing people. A little practice, you'd become quite proficient.
What does proficient mean?
As Castellan, you are responsible for security on Gallifrey. Castellan, I don't think you're very good at it. That's just my opinion. I'm under pressure.
Is it over?
Yes. It's been a long, hard road, but the future of Gallifrey is assured. Why? Please don't fire.
There is no advantage in killing.
Sontaran troopers.
I am Commander Storr.
Doctor?
Fascinating.
Doctor! 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 Get him out of there!
It's jammed! Well, you could try shorting the servo lock on the door. No, it's just a thought.
You incompetent fool! She substituted herself for the woman I had found.
My rats will dispose of her. Made too many mistakes. You have failed me! But until I have the time cabinet, never escape from this hideous condition!
I would lay down my life in your service.
You are dismissed, Leeson.
Let me find this doctor. Let me strike him down.
Thank you, Doctor.
In all these years? Oh, here and there, you know, round and about. Oh.
Is there something the matter?
No, just a twinge in the knee.
You had a facelift.
Several.
I'm doing the PR video cast.
Yes, and splendidly too.
There he is.
We live in evil times.
Oh, stand back, please. We've got the criminal.
Is that him? A Pridonian. He was in the gun.
The president is dead.
It's good to see why Ncuti Gatwa's 15th Doctor got his bad knees from, because it was mentioned his bad knees in Deadly Assassin. So there you go. So, happy memories, Jeremy?
Yeah, quite a lot of happy memories there, I would say.
Christian, your thoughts?
Again, all good cliffhangers. So you did it to us one more time. Obviously, I posted the one that I thought was the most shocking, and it was partly because of the camera work that I thought added a jolt. But I do love the last one, the Deadly Assassin, because you know that they're deliberately throwing an allegation out there that's going to have to be dealt with. And I thought that worked quite well.
Right, so I know what he scored, and so he knows I'm the chief examiner here, and I can see what's going on here, and he's rewriting his homework. And what's happening? so Christian, I can see here that you. Right, Thread, get this. Christian, he's apparently a Doctor Who fan. He's just said he's just said that about Deadly Assassin. You give it 4 out of 5. In other words, you don't think it was terrifying, shocking, or why did it lose a point?
Well, I'm trying to balance these out. I think it's because in the end, we know intuitively that he's not committed the crime. And so as the audience knows that going in, they kind of know how it's going to be resolved on the other side. Doesn't mean it's not a good cliffhanger. It's excellent because it's put him in peril. Whereas the one that I actually gave the highest score to, you had a shock or a jolt where it appears for a brief moment that something physically terrible has happened and it has to be undone in the next installment. So it just gives a jolt, a shock, viscerally that Deadly Assassin didn't.
So we're getting an insight into little Christian in the 70s. He's saying he was sat there in his high chair and he could work out that the invasion of time, the Doctor's never going to be a baddie, so he gave it a 3. And when he saw Deadly Assassin, he gave it a 4. He's dissing. He was the fountain of all knowledge, Christian. And just for the sake of a giant red jelly baby, you've given the other one a 5.
There you go.
The main thing is the main thing. Does it give you a thrill? Does it excite you? The cliffhanger.
That's a different show, Jeremy. I'm sorry, it's not midnight yet. So, Doug, you know I've got your scores as well. So, Doug, you need to explain yourself. Come on. Doug,
he's really manufacturing some conflict here, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Doug
come on, then. What?
Doug, you got 4 Sontarans instead of 1 just taking his hat off twice. Now you get 4, and you've given that 3 out of 5.
I can't remember.
A senior moment.
A senior moment. I can only go again by when I watched these. Though I was a cynical teenager, and I gave them all generous scores. But for me, the one that had the most impact was Wing Chiang, even though it had the glove puppet rat. But okay, the Sontarans. It was a reveal, and it was, oh my god. But it just didn't surprise or excite me. I have to go by emotion, and it just didn't surprise or excite me.
And you're our oldest panellist, going all the way back to the beginning
thank you.
Television. So and Jeremy. Now, Jeremy, do you understand what we do with this panel thing? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I just explain to the thread? I have marking criteria from 5 to 0. In other words, there's 6 levels. Jeremy read them, revised them, thought about it carefully, and gave Invasion of Time 4, Deadly Assassin 4, Wen Chian 4, and Leisure Hive 4. Go figure.
Well,
dude,
because I thought artistically they were very, very good, and it was hard to give them low scores, I think. Because they're all
exactly. That was my issue. I just scored them on individual.
Doug, no, you can't retreat now. No, you give 3
I thought I gave it a 4.
No, I think you give it a 3 if you don't mind.
Okay.
I'm just looking at Dan's observation. That Cybermen strikes. Doug was 40 by the time Talons aired. That's why.
I got a present for you, Dan.
You were a teenager for a very long time.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say that is quite. I remember I was a little bit bored with this story, Invasion of Time. Was everybody else with the plastic sheets for 3 episodes? Well, actually 4 episodes. But when they arrived, it was a hell of a thrill. And the fact that there was more than one, and it was a dramatic shot. They're on the stairs there, and they've got that little kind of strange baton gun out. I mean, it really did work for me. As a cliffhanger, I just think it's a shocker. And of course, the Doctor, you think it's all over. Thank you, everybody. I'm the hero. And then behind you. It's really panto. Peter Venkman here. I have better knees than Shooty, and I've osteoarthritis. Yes, Wakeful Deadly Assassin. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting. So, if you want to explain, everybody here thinks Invasion of Time. I said it was 4, Doug 3, Christian 3, Jeremy 4. I think I had the thrill, which is, you bloody Sontarans. I was brought up with the Time Warrior. That moment when oh my God, the Time Warrior Lynx versus John Pertwee is brilliant. That story just excited me like Carnival of Monsters that nobody can diss. And then, of course, the Sontaran experiments again. They're so nimble. They're so brilliant. They're a bit like the Sea Devils and the Autons. And then you're going to get a whole load of them. I mean, so I had to give it 4. I was obviously right, and so was Jeremy. Doug and Christian had just obviously had a bad day.
No. All right. You want controversy? I've never rated the Sontarans. To me, they're just walking potatoes with sticking their tongues out. That's all they ever were to me. A walking bloody potato. So you want controversy? There you go. Never rated them at all.
He doesn't. If you don't understand the Sontarans, you're not a true Doctor Who fan. Oh,
I understand them. But they don't threaten me, little potato heads.
I quite like the Vardens. So I thought they were good.
The Vardens are good.
Yeah. Sorry, Jeremy. Jeremy, didn't you watch the Wombles? Plastic is bad. There were plastic sheets.
It was bacon foil, wasn't it?
Jeremy, I will worry about you. I will worry about you if you say it wasn't the plastic sheets, Brendan, but when they're turned into 3 little dolls, action men, before they then disappear. I mean, honestly, what the hell? Jeremy, I'm worried about you. You haven't been on for a while. I'm going to have to come over.
Oh, he's really getting stuck in now, isn't he?
I'm being generous tonight.
Let's be generous. Remember, even a 3, I'm looking at your scores, is really good dramatic, so it's not all bad.
There's only one teacher on this show, Christine. Back in your box.
Hang on, one's retired. One's still out there in the trenches. Come on.
Yeah, but this is his day off. I'm still living it.
Okay.
Zach here, Sontarans in Invasion of Time weren't as good as earlier versions. I agree, but they hadn't taken the helmet off yet, Zach, so I was still getting the thrill. So yes, we had that one, and in our Tom's Top Trumps, this one, of course. Now let me just explain while we watch it. This Leisure Hive, I give it 3. So lads, you might want to have a word with me. Doug give it 4. Christian give it 5. Jeremy give it 4. So Christian is the advocate for this one, and I'm at the other end saying, So here we go. I mean, what was it about Christian that made you think this is the most amazing thing ever?
Christian. Yeah, come on.
There you go. Of the 4 options we had, what worked for me was the last shot, as you see apparently the body being dismembered and the camera going straight in to Baker's face. I thought that worked well. It was so fast you don't have a chance to process it, so it's just an immediate visceral reaction, and that's what makes it stronger in my mind.
And he also screams in the same key.
Yeah, Tom screams. He never screams. That was amazing.
And the theme
hold
tune.
on, you lot. Now you want Tom Baker to be Bonnie Lanford. So hold on a minute.
Can we revise our figures? 4.5.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can we revise coming on this show ever again?
It's a roast tonight. No, the thing is, hold on. I want to just push back on a few things.
Okay, come on then.
With Carnival of Monsters, Jeremy got all precious because he thought it looked like this little kind of toy TARDIS. And then in the great cliffhanger of the Tom's 4, we've got a giant jelly baby, and I'm supposed to give it 5. honestly. I mean, he's going into a telephone booth. He thinks he's blooming Superman. That's what's happening here. And then, I mean, he's a band pop star of the 70s, but I think, you know, he's the leader of the band. I mean, is the Formosa here. Look at it. I mean, it's all glitter. I didn't believe in that. This was 280s, Christian.
It may have been 280s. That just means it was ahead of its time.
Just remember the previous episode was the Horns of Naimon, so this was like a fresh page. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will grant that if you're judging just the cliffhanger, so in other words, lads, what you're saying to me is don't do a minute's build up, Brendan. Just give us the 2 seconds and then I can go and play football. So basically, this bit here, I do think is pretty impressive. Let's enjoy it. I mean, that's good, isn't it?
It's very good.
It works for me, at least, and the music on top of it, the scream, it works for me.
I wasn't expecting it, and I certainly wasn't, as you said, I wasn't expecting Tom Baker to scream because he, you know, wow. So here we go again, and I will grant this was a dramatic cliffhanger. But then some of these have lame call outs, don't they? Oh god.
She substituted herself for the woman I had found.
My rats will dispose of her. Made too many mistakes. You have failed me, but until I have the time cabinet, never escape from this hideous condition.
Do you know one thing about Talent of Wenchai? There's lots you can talk about. We'll do a review of it one day. I felt so much sympathy as a kid for Lee Sen Chen. I really felt sorry for him because he was just from the rice fields, and I don't know, he misguided. And when we saw him in the last 2 episodes, I really felt sad. And you know, the moment he dies and all the rest of it. So such clever writing. We had the Jack the Ripper in the background. We had a giant rat. We had Magnus Greel, brilliant. It's all very Phantom of the Opera. So much going on.
I will lay down my life in your service.
You are dismissed, Lee Sen.
Let me find this doctor. Let me strike him down.
One thing I will ask Doug is, you know, Barbara did a brilliant scream. This surely is the best scream in Doctor Who, this lead.
No, I agree. The scream sells it. The scream sells it for sure. I mean, okay. Yeah. That's
yeah, sorry.
And there's a lovely echo on it too. It's perfect.
It is. I must have. I do think it's outstanding, that. And so, of course, here's Deadly Assassin. Now, Deadly Assassin, everybody, got 5 from me. Doug gave it 5. Christian gave it 4. He was having a bad day. He thought Leisure House. I mean, what the hell? He thought, you know, the Formosa with Gary Glitter hands. And then Jeremy, as you know, was consistent in giving it 4. Here we go.
Oh, here and there, you know, round and about. Oh.
Is there something the matter?
No, just a twinge in the...
You see, that gets you off Doctor Who nowadays. Just say you've got knee, get your sick note in, and you're off to Hollywood. Not. So I suppose, Jeremy,
that was a good cliffhanger, but it was a good cliffhanger, but it didn't give me a tingle. A tingle, yes. You know when you get that kind of euphoria.
I was going to say, you bailed yourself out then, because you've worried me tonight. I thought the tingle's after midnight again. So
I should be going for a tinkle later on.
So yes, me and Doug give it 5. So Doug, why did you think this was one of those classy cliffhangers?
Well, again, as Christian was saying, there was no way the Doctor was going to be the assassin, but it just had me on tenterhooks because I wanted to know the solution. It's definitely an iconic scene, but yeah, it was because I wanted to know the solution. I wanted to tune in next week, which really is the purpose of a cliffhanger, make you want to watch the next episode.
And remember, this was properly, I mean, to me, this was properly the first time you saw the Time Lords on their planet.
Yeah.
I know we've kind of seen them in the War Games, but this and the three Doctors, they were in a kind of, I don't know, I felt it was that Are You Being Served set for some reason. It just seemed, but this seemed to be like coming home properly. And we just got rid of Sarah, remember? This was a big deal. But yes, so I suppose we should let's do some tidying up now on the scores. So basically, that's what we were looking at. What's everybody's top hits on this one before we hit the final? So we had the good old Sontarans. We had the plastic sheets that got Jeremy going. We had Roland Rat.
Poor Jeremy.
The bacon foil sheets.
Yeah, we had Gary Glitter and we had, obviously, an assassin's bullet. So, there's the scores, lads. We had, in last place, Invasion of Time, Part 4. In third place, or joint second place, we've got Talons of Wen-Chi-An and The Leisure Hive. So, obviously, Christian, there was no way I was going to let you win on this one. And
It's a fix.
And the winner was the one I give 5 points to, Deadly Assassin. So me and Doug, we just kind of had the right vibe there. Jeremy gave them all 4, so we'd have had them all in the final if we followed Jeremy's kind of logic.
I was trying to be kind to them all. They're all my favourites.
So Stephen Braddock here, and Stephen, I do have your suggestions. Stephen's going to come on as well. Number 1 for me is the Deadly Assassin. So I've seen his choices, so that'll be a good show. When I get around to editing it, it's just getting them all together. So there you go. Cybermat Strikes, who's still watching us. I don't recall he's given me his 4 choices, but he's got. Oh, I know. It's shocking. So. Deadly Assassin is going up against Dalek Invasion of Earth and is going up against I've forgotten the last one now. Oh, I'm stuffed.
Just,
the Autons.
Is that the bric-a-brac?
I think one of the strengths of Deadly Assassin is that it adds to the canon of that universe in a very productive way, and that's something that I happen to like.
Yeah. Well, now it's time for the final battle. So here we go. Chaos. That's what we want. We want chaos. This is it. We've been polite so far. So it's the final battle. Yeah, I've been playing easy with you.
Okay.
So we've got the final battle, but it's Dalek Invasion of Earth versus Terror of the Autons versus the first one, which has gone out my head again, a classic. You know all the 3 anyway. I'll show you them in a minute. And then there's the random one, because I am doing my randomizer before we decide who wins the Thought Award. Look at that steep cliff. Unbelievable. So, here comes my randomizer, everybody. This is going to be maybe the game changer. So, if we have a battle of the rounds, and we've got Dalek Invasion of Earth versus Terror of the Autons versus Deadly Assassin, there's one other, and this is it, lads. So get ready, concentrate, here we go.
Anything else?
Why don't you ask her yourself?
Get him into the TARDIS, quick! Move!
There must be some medicine or something.
He's dying, and you know what happens next. It's starting.
am regenerated.
So, I will obviously show the fan lists again in a minute, but at the moment, Jeremy, your thoughts, because if you think of the Stolen Earth, I must admit, going back to season 4, it was almost too many cliffhangers at once, but it was the shock of all time. As everybody knows, I'd come over to see my parents. We were living in Australia. Jamie was back in Australia. He couldn't see this on British TV, and I teased him to death and said, "You will not believe Britain has gone wild. Their headlines, every show's talking about it." And Jamie's going, "What's happened?" I said, "I can't tell you till I get back with the videotape." I was a bit like Dallas. But it was, if you're talking about cliffhangers that make you want to tune in for next week, and cliffhangers that get engagement and surprise, and that was one of my criteria for 5. I tell you, lads, how can you beat Stolen Earth?
Yeah, it was very. There was a lot of engagement with it, and it was quite an emotional story at that particular time. I mean, obviously you can look back now in hindsight, but it was very well written and very, very enjoyable, and that's why. And it was popular, extremely popular.
Yeah,
I remember watching it on air. It was great. Sorry, go on, Chris.
No, I was just going to say there was a lot of emotional engagement because all the players involved were in jeopardy, and the audience had an emotional investment in all of them. And we've talked about the conceit of the pixie dust and a regeneration sequence being kicked off. So this was the first time that fake had actually been delivered. So it was a big first time for the audience to witness that particular set of stakes that had to then be undone in the next episode.
No, I agree. I actually got some of Jeremy's tingles then just when I watched it now, because you can criticise it for too much being dramatic, but I remember when I watched it when it aired, and I, for some reason, even though I live in Australia, I didn't know what was coming, so I guess no internet or something, and I could not wait to tune in the following week. So I think as a cliffhanger, it really does work. I mean, all the criticisms are absolutely valid, but again, speaking emotionally, even just watching it now, that got me. It got me big time.
Yeah, I think because David Tennant put in a very good performance at that time.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
You know, the writing was very good, and you had a kind of emotional attachment to the character,
definitely.
empathy with the character at that time.
Definitely.
Now things have changed a bit.
You also had, I used to tell my kids to switch genre in the middle of the writing, so it was almost like a love scene. They're running down towards each other and the big hug. It was the big love story. I know I'm not into that. But then you got a sneaky Dalek behind a bin. Yay! I mean, I've always wanted a Dalek to be a bit more sneaky. I don't want Daleks like in Remembrance of the Daleks saying, 30 exterminates and then the door opens and the caretaker, I want the Daleks just to go one extermination and you're flawed. And that kind of half exterminate, I loved that. I wasn't into the lovey-dovey stuff, although there was emotional appeal. But to spoil it, because I'm a sci-fi nerd, cut the crap, no more kissing. Yeah, let's have some death. Loved it. Putting Sarah Jane on top and then putting Torchwood on top. Yes, dramatic, but I think, does it dilute the effect? As Garbage said, too many cliffhangers. Should we just focus on the Doctor's never regenerated before as a hoax type thing? Come on. So, just to remind the lads here, because this is when I do go very teacher, this is how we're going to score it. I'm going to ask you, I'll show you it one more time. 5 is shocking, engrossing, thrilling, terrifying. 4 is it's exciting, engaging, surprising. 3 is it's really good, dramatic. 2, gentle surprise, easy to see resolution, good endpoint. 1, it's sedate, undramatic. 0, it's a dud. Farsight, I saw you put 0, subjectivity. Farsight's coming on, but he wants Curse of Fenric, and that's for another show. But so lads, you can see how we're going to try and do it here. So if I just played fair and showed you it again for you to kind of decide where you're going to nail it down.
Anything else?
Why don't you ask her yourself?
I mean, there's some good lines, aren't there? I mean, I wasn't expecting this. Why don't you ask her? She's just behind you. And that's Wharton Street. She had a tooth problem, though, didn't she? Doctor, hello, I'm back.
Hello, what happened?
I'm the 15th Doctor, Ken Dodd. Sorry, Billy. Very good, but I could have almost been vomiting, but then that little Dalek behind the bin. Yeah, that's what we are. It's like a battle in your house, isn't it? Say you had a sister and they're going, oh yeah, I like this. Oh, look, they're going to be friends. And I'm going, kill him. So, you know, here we go. Lovey dovey.
Exterminate!
Bit of a cop-out there. I loved the build-up to that, but then somebody just appearing with the biggest gun in history. I know, she's showing her teeth. You see that? She's going, look, I've been to a dentist. I'm an improvement from before, and in the future, I'm your future. I'm the 15th Doctor. Sorry. I think her teeth made him regenerate. Sorry.
There must be some medicine or something.
He's dying, and you know what happens next.
I do think, if we talk about this cliffhanger, the music, the acting, the dialogue, the way this was set up, I was tricked. I really did believe that, yeah, I think this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
Were you tricked when you saw it? I really did believe it.
Yeah. I was tricked at the time. I thought, oh my gosh, they haven't talked about the Doctor regenerating right now. They're really throwing this out in left field. I was taken in by it.
It's starting.
I'm sorry!
Exterminate! Exterminate!
She's brilliant, isn't she? That it's like, you know, like Arnie Schwarzenegger or something. Ultimate, yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Universal Soldier, I think it was, wasn't it? It really is good stuff. It is maybe almost over dramatic.
But you can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm regenerating.
So, you saw my scores. Doug, what are you thinking on your score for this one?
Oh, I think a good solid 3 or 4. Like I said, I remember seeing it and I was really excited to watch the next episode. I agree that there's too much, well, just too much. I also think the resolution was quite clever too. That the hand from the Christmas special, it kind of, the resolution did actually make sense. So even that was well done. I do remember thinking, this is it. I'm trying to remember. This was way before Tennant was talking about leaving, though, wasn't it? So there was no suggestion that he wasn't coming back, but I still got sucked in because you saw it there in front of you. He was going through a regeneration. So,
it was.
Yeah.
So go on then. You've got to nail down a number. 5, 4.
All right. I would say a 3.
Wow. Okay. So 3 so far for this one. I'll give Jeremy a moment to catch up. Christian, your score.
Oh, poor Jeremy. You'd have him in tears.
Dark.
What am I voting for?
I wanted.
Why am I here?
Who am I?
At the time I watched it, I would have given it a 5, because I was taken in by the thought of him regenerating. Looking back at it now, retroactively, I give it a 4, but it's partly because some things still play with the same impact in subsequent viewings. And I can't quite look at this with the same open mind that I might have watched it 20 years ago or 15 years ago.
That's my logic too.
Okay, so what was the number again? Sorry.
4. I gave it a 4.
Okay, so I've got 4 now, and as I come to Jeremy, I just want to see. This is the classic thing. This is why I love doing this as a Doctor Who fan. I'm imagining we're all in a pub because Zach Whitten says, with Stolen Earth, I was skeptical whether they could have kept Tennant leaving and a new actor coming in as a secret. Rose Kirby saying, I think the winner should be Stolen Earth. And then straight after that, we've got Farsight saying, sensible, romantic drivel. And we're all Doctor Who fans, and you've gone from 0 to 5 there, and that's the classic.
I love it.
So I will always, with these cliffhangers, go from NUwho to Hartnell. I will, because we've all got different emotions and different experiences. I think that's fair enough. And Rose Kirby, of course, is Stolen Earth as drama, suspense, romance, and a feeling conclusion. So there you go. So Jeremy, how could you spoil that? What number would you give it?
I will give it 4, but at the time, if you'd asked me the question, I would have given it 5 at that particular time.
Oh my God, he changes with the wind.
No. I mean, now when I'm looking back now, I'll give it a 4. But at the time, if you'd asked me a few weeks afterwards what number you would give it, I'd give it a 5. Yeah.
Right, I give it 5 because obviously the attachment to teasing Jamie for a whole week.
yeah.
The power I had, but also while Jamie was having to just work in Australia, I was enjoying holiday in Britain, and Richard and Judy, Breakfast TV, every show was talking about it. It was so exciting to be a Doctor Who fan. Come on, everybody, Farsight. I know you've given it 0, but God, that week it was exciting to be a Doctor Who fan. Come on, admit it. So I'm giving it 5 for all those reasons and more. Farsight, let's have a fight. So 16 points for that one. So this is when it gets tasty. So we're going to look one more time at Dalek Invasion of Earth, and we're going to try and kind of give a point at this time, right, lads? So here we go. Gets nasty now. We've got to have only one winner.
Okay.
So Dalek Invasion of Earth. Let me just kind of set that up. And yes, here we go. Let me give us a second. So this is just coming up here. Here we go. Right.
This is too further afield. Come along, come along. I suggest you go up that way. Then I go.
What do you want? Stop. When I give the word, turn and dive in the water. Now!
Okay then, so when you're seeing that one more time, Doug, and I'll remind you of our marking system just so you can see it. So what are you going to give Dalek Invasion of Earth?
It's still got to be a 5. Even the music, and I know at that stage they were probably still using library music, but even the music was really well chosen. It's got to be a 5. Absolutely a 5.
Okay, and Christian, as you've just seen that again?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with a 5. It still stands up to this time, and you can't deny the historical importance of it when it first appeared. That still stands out.
Okay, Jeremy.
I was going to say 7. No, I will say 5. I will go for 5.
Okay, and I'm saying 4. I love the music. I can see what they were doing. I agree with all the drama of it, but I'm just going to keep us in the fight with the other two, and then we can have the casting vote. So 19 for that one. So Stolen Earth has been evicted, Farsight. There's no chance of it winning the Thor Award. So of course, now we come to Terror of the Autons. And Terror of the Autons. Oh, I know. This is when, sorry, there's going to be blood on the floor. So Terror of the Autons, if I just tee it up, and it might give you a reason.
Hurry, Doctor.
Well, that didn't take long, did it?
Long enough, I'm afraid.
Now, wait a minute. Listen to me. Now, listen to me. All right. Come on. Here, wait. They're in the back, sir.
Are you all right, Doctor?
Thank heavens. Nothing damaged. Lethbridge Stewart must have sent them.
Then it's not a police car at all.
No, sir.
Doctor,
Careful.
where are they taking us?
Excuse me, officer. Could I see your warrant card?
Okay, so you know the scoring system now. What you're going to give that, Doug? Now, last
I've already
time
scored it. Yeah,
you
well,
scored
last
it-
time it was a 5. Yeah.
You give it 5 now. Okay, we'll. If I do that, then so you've seen that. I'm just giving everyone a chance to change it if they want. So, does anyone
No,
want
I'll
to
stick
change
with
it?
5. I'll stick with 5.
Okay. Anyone want to change it, or are you sticking with what you voted?
I'm sticking with what I voted, but oh man, this is going to be hard when we have to
I
rank
know.
them against each other.
Okay.
I'll change to a 5.
Yeah. The last one is, of course, from the Deadly Assassin. And so, of course, with this one, again, we have to make sure we're going to be fair on this. So here we go.
No, just a twinge in the knee.
You had a facelift.
Several.
I'm doing the PR video cast.
Yes, and splendidly too.
You sure you're all right? What? Come on, you stupid yoik.
What?
A little disturbance here in the passage.
So, lads, let's go Doug first. Now, again, the scores last time. Now, this time, so Deadly Assassin, I give it 5. Doug give it 5. Christian give it 4. Jeremy give it 4. So that gives it 18. So you're happy for it to lose to Terror of the Autons and be in 3rd place behind Dalek Invasion of Earth. Doug first.
If I'm comparing it to the other two, I would actually drop it to a 4. If you're working purely on the ranking, as much as I think it's a great cliffhanger. I do wonder, that actor, was he ad-libbing? You stupid yoik, and if you had a facelift, really random things to say. I'm just wondering what the history of that is, if anyone out there knows. It just seems like a couple of
It's strange for a Time Lord to say yoik.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just wondering, did that guy ad-lib and they left it in? I wonder if anyone knows. Anyway, I'd drop it to a 4.
Okay, I've noted that. Christian, what are your thoughts? Because I know the points.
Yeah.
Are you happy for Terror of the Autons to win the award tonight?
I think I'll be happy with Terror of the Autons, and we can wave that banner in front of poor Rachel the next time. I do love the canonical additions provided in Deadly Assassin. But it's just a smidge below because it's that moment of terror that you get when the Auton is unmasked, I think, that gives it just a slight edge.
So we've got here Farsight. I mean, God, Farsight, I'm down to get you on. We'll have a real fight. Deadly Assassin 5, Daleks Invasion 4, Terror of the Autons 4, Leisure Hive 2, because he's refusing to acknowledge Stolen Earth. So, at the moment, it looks as though Terror of the Autons is going to win Farsight. So you're going to be really angry with us lot at the moment. So, Jeremy, are you happy for Terror of the Autons to win tonight from those 4?
Yeah, I think it's perfectly reasonable, yeah.
Right.
Remember, it's all about the ones that we're measuring against each other. You create a different lineup, you're going to get a different ranking.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. That looks as though the inaugural for this, our first one. Please write to us if you want to come on. Please write to us if you want us to do another live show or whether this is only going to happen once. We need to know feedback. So the winner of the Thor Award on our inaugural show. So, if we do this for many, many years, Terror of the Autons Part 2 will have to go up against the other Thor winners in the future. So there we
that's
go.
a good idea.
Yeah. So I will do more weekly cliffhanger shows in the future. Some people who've been in the thread might be joining us, and then we'll take the best of them and do another live show with some random ones added. That's the plan. Do tell us in the thread if you think, Brendan, don't bother, or whether you think I'm onto a winner there. So, Stephen Braddock, Terror of the Autons, where a figure of establishment becomes a deadly, faceless horror. Yep. I think it was Parliament who were not happy with that, were there? There were questions in Parliament. Dalek Lives Matter, the tension leading up to Deadly Assassin beats Autons. Fight. Here we go. You can never... Have two Doctor Who fans in a bar and there's going to be a fight. But we could all probably agree on this, though. How can you beat this as a cliffhanger?
You think the Cybermen will help you?
I shall be the resurrector.
Look! Their leader, their controller, Jamie.
We need your power.
You belong to us. Release the Cybermen and evade them.
Now, first of all, house rules. Garbage Who, he's on just over 100 subscribers. Come on, if anyone hasn't subscribed yet, he's doing more. He sent me some great stuff tonight. He's done a song now. He's done a Doctor Who song. Give him a sub. So thank you very much, Garbage. I'll be talking to you tomorrow. Obviously, Boomer Doug, you gave an announcement earlier that you have an arrest, but I don't believe that you have an arrest from your channel. No, you're not. You're coming back with another one.
Well, I mean, the Uncle channel is going strong, and that's not changing. But I'm going to relaunch the Boomer Doug channel as more of a spy channel, focusing on the spy movies of the 1960s, the 1970s, just for an experiment. But I am resting for a couple of weeks just to work out what the hell I'm doing. So yes, I'm resting one, but the other one is going strong. Thank you very much. Always say, Uncle, tune in.
Oh yes. So everybody. He's a greedy little devil, him. So basically, he's got about 5 channels, and he's having a rest from one of them. So there you go. I think it's a spy channel, you said, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be spies. Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing spies. He's still got the Man from U.N.C.L.E. one, and so there you go. Always say Uncle. So please give him a subscription and watch him while he's having a little bit of a think. Jeremy, the moment you're not YouTubing, I'm grateful for it, because obviously otherwise you'd be taken away from me.
Just to let you know, I've got the Brendan Brickbrack Award, and here it is.
I'll
do a repeat for you.
Oh, blessed. Oh, it's a shame.
That was good. That was good.
Jeremy's last show as well.
Is the dinky TARDIS.
And Christian, you're busy man, and you've given us some time today, and I'll obviously be talking to you again tomorrow. So thank you for your time. Thank you, Jeremy, for your time. Thank you, Boomer Doug, as well. And thanks to the thread. I can see some people are saying it was a great idea. We'll tweak and everything, but I thought, well, it's nostalgia. You can't beat it. When Toxic Who is out there, let's enjoy some of the nostalgia. So thank you, everybody. Give us a like. Give us a subscription. Thank you, Garbage, for all the work you've done in the thread, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. But thank you, everybody. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.